Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, got you your latest. Made it to a Friday. Looking at your latest forecast, meteorologist Joe Hansley here. Yesterday in Charleston, low at 50, below average for that, and a high of 84. Near seasonable, slightly warmer than average yesterday. Average was 80. Keep an eyes on Saturday, later in the afternoon, evening, Saturday night, central and northern areas of the state. I'll be watching for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms. Now we're dry today, increasing warmth, and then a cold front comes into our warm air mass, and I'll be watching for isolated to scattered severe weather potential with this marginal to slight risk. Large hail, damaging winds, slight risk area, brief tornado potential can't be ruled out, along with some heavy and locally excessive rain too with increasing moisture. So some local flash flood concerns may pop up as well. Late Saturday night. Be weather aware middle of the weekend. Today we're dry. May have had some patchy fog in the morning, but we're generally dry, sunny to mostly sunny, and warmer than average. Flies here to be forecast. It starts at home on Washington, D.C., 93 today, 95 tomorrow. Both of those near daily record highs. Chance of thunderstorms there as well on Sunday. Tampa, low 90s there today. Mid-90s returning for the weekend. From Panhandle to Panhandle, mid to upper 80s. Dry, warm today. Mid-60s to low 60s and fair tonight. Upper 70s to near 80, high elevation spots today. Have some low 90s out to the east, so be mindful of some minor to moderate heat risks today. Lows in the upper 50s to low 60s tonight. More 80s to go around from east to west here. Again, some low 90s potentially to the east today, and lows in the 50s and 60s tonight. And down to the south, mid 80s for a number of spots to some upper 80s. Huntington near 88. And a low near 65. 7-day forecast, I'll be watching for chances of showers and storms second half of the weekend. Some warm to hot conditions next week. Highs mid-80s to near 90.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome in to the final hour of Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Matt Guitar Murphy, our producers today. Dave Allen in the host chair. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. Are you ready for some sports? It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Welcome to your weekend. I know what you're saying. It's just 2:07 now on a Friday, but well, for me, the weekend actually began. It won't begin for a while, but anyway. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Matt Guitar Murphy, our producers today. Open line West Virginia. We'll get to that at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK, and the text is 304-TALK-304. Normally, you know, I do not set the agenda for open line, whether you call or whether you text. I'll throw out a couple of things in the news and let you react to other texts, whatever. But the only rule that I put forth on Friday is I ask for you to give me something that's good news, something that will put a smile on my face or something like that. So be thinking about it. You got till 2:34, I guess, to come up with something that is good news for a Friday here in June. Daniel Woods, how you doing, my friend? Welcome back.
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for having me back.
How's your voice doing?
We're here. Folks at home can hear me.
I was telling the listeners earlier that this morning I asked Fred one day last week. I said, hey, I want to have you on Friday to preview the high school baseball tournament. I just wanted to make sure that Fred remembered. So I buzzed from my office over to his today, and he answered the phone. And his voice was a little bit scratchy, but I can understand. You guys did like 88 games in a 3-day span, it seemed, or something like that.
Yeah, he did more games than I did.
Yeah.
Fred I'm trying to think because it was 2 weeks for the state softball tournament, 3 days each week, and I'm not great at math. But if I'm correct, Fred did 30 games over that period because on one field they had the Fred's Persinger calling one field, and then because some of us have other responsibilities, the other field was a 3-man rotation of myself, Kyle Wiggs, and Luke Wiggs, because with my small little program that I do in the mornings, and then Kyle has the sports line in the evenings, each of us needed a couple games off each day.
Yeah, right.
So I would have done 24 of the 30 possible games at the state softball tournament. And with the way that my schedule worked out, each day I was doing 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
And that barely gives you time to go to the concession stand.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I did spend some time there.
Okay, all
Spent
right.
some time in the hospitality room as well.
All right. As far as the concession stand goes,
Sure.
best thing you had at the concession stand, Little Creek Park.
That's an interesting question. Pepperoni rolls were good.
Okay.
Pepperoni rolls were very good.
All right.
I think that's where I'll land.
Okay. All right. So now
And they were doing pizza by the slice from a local establishment that I won't name because I don't give out free ads, but it was also very good.
If they want to send us some pizza, I'll paint it on my back if they want to see it. I'll spray paint it on my car if you send some pizza up here. All right, so you get a day's quote unquote rest. At least you're not on a field. You're here at 11:11 in Charleston. All right, so now you head out and you got the first game tomorrow. The baseball.
I'm on all 4 games again tomorrow.
On all 4 games tomorrow. Okay. Well, don't drink too much soda or coffee beforehand because you may not be able to get up. Just so you know.
That's a fair point. That is, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this Mountaineer game, and then we'll get
Let's
into
do it.
baseball and softball. As we speak right now, we're in the top of the 7th, and West Virginia leads Cal Poly 8-1. And looks like the left-hander, I can't read that, is up to bat right now. What do you make of this whole? It's been quite a week for the West Virginia baseball program, and as somebody who's
been quite a week for West Virginia baseball fans,
and somebody who spent a lot of time around that program, not only being a native of Morgantown, but also having lived this all Mountaineer sports when you were in college and then after.
Yeah.
What do you make of this whole hoopla over the Mountaineer baseball team?
this might sound like sacrilege.
Easy now.
But I said earlier today in a message to somebody when I saw the crowd starting to form out on what's been called Randy's Ridge up over the stadium, where they're inviting people to come out and sit and be able to watch the game from outside the stadium, said, I don't want to say it feels like 2010, but this sure feels like 2010, which was when the WVU men's basketball team went to the Final Four with Deshaun Butler and that crew. In my lifetime, that's the closest thing that I can equate this to. And there will be folks out there that will talk about the 1988 football season, the 1993 football season. I hate to break it to you, folks. I wasn't alive for those.
Nice.
But 2007 for WVU football, we know how that ended, so I don't want to evoke that for something like this.
I understand.
The closest thing that I can equate this to is the Final Four in 2010. And you're knocking on the door of being in that category again with this. And it's as excited as I have seen WVU athletics in quite some time. And frankly, as an alum of the university, I had this feeling where over the last couple of years, there has been so much turmoil in men's basketball, and you've had a few down years of football. People want to cheer for a winner in Morgantown, and that's what they've got right here.
Well, and I think, as TJ said, not to be too deep about this, and his commentary was about this day, and we and I talked about it during the noon hour, Daniel, is that people need something, I think, to kind of make us feel good now. And this, and as I said before, I am all bought in on this team, and I'm a person that bleeds Kelly Green. You know that. You know that. But you can also cheer when there's good stuff going on.
Absolutely.
And this has been an absolutely phenomenal run, for this baseball team.
It has, and
for the whole state, for that matter.
And West Virginia fans have endured a lot of heartbreak, and I have been one of the people to say this. West Virginia University athletics are not unique in that there have been heartbreaking moments over the years. But West Virginia fans have dealt with heartbreak over the years. I just got done talking about the 2007 football season. To have something happen like you had in that regional where the breaks are going your way and you're the one doing the improbable, that's what's really cool to me.
And to have them end in such dramatic fashion.
Exactly.
As those games did.
Exactly.
And, of course, if you haven't already seen it, I reposted it on my social media earlier this morning, that piece that NBC News did on the Mountaineer baseball team last night, the whole country roads thing. It was
Awesome.
absolutely phenomenal. I happened to my wife and I had just had dinner and just had the TV on. It wasn't even paying. I think it was even in the kitchen, and I just happened to walk through last night and I saw that, and I thought, okay, hold on, I'm gonna pause this for a minute. And I came back and finished watching, and it was just great. I mean, and you've been somebody who's covered it, and as a student been a part of that whole country roads thing. There's really nothing like it.
I was singing it in my apartment, watching the game.
But I mean, you've actually been there doing it live.
That's true. Yeah.
As a broadcaster, but also as a student. You know?
Right, and that is something that's so incredible. And I do my best to maintain partiality as a broadcaster, but I will also say, and I've been open about this on the air, I'm a Morgantown native. I'm West Virginia born and raised. I'm a WVU alum. I was in a seat in Milan Puskar Stadium before I had turned a year old, before I could walk. So that's something that's in the DNA for me is that tradition and that kind of thing. So to see that and to see it get the publicity has been awesome.
Cal Poly just scored a run, and so now it is 8-2, and they are in the top of the seventh right now. West Virginia leading Cal Poly 8-2 is where we are right now. We got runners on. It's hard for me to see there on
first and second.
First and second. Okay, adjust the stigmatism a little bit here. All right.
Trying to get got the starter Chanson Cole still in there. Looks like they're going to try to get him through the seventh here and then turn it over to the bullpen.
Okay, and that's what I would think. All right.
And as long as we get a catch here, he is going to do it.
Yeah. All right.
Hold on to the ball, Paul Schoenfeld. There it is.
All right. Let's move on, and we'll keep you updated on this. As we said, you just wrapped up the state softball tournament at Little Creek Park in Charleston. Big takeaways from you. Congratulations, Winfield. First time 4 in a row.
Right.
They've won 4 straight championships in their division. And how about you're a Morgantown High alum or university?
I'm related to Morgantown High.
Okay.
alums.
Okay.
My alma mater is in the state baseball tournament for the first time
that's
ever
right.
tomorrow.
I forgot about that. I forgot about it. As is mine. Mine's also in the tournament as well.
There you go.
Mighty Logan Wildcats. But your big takeaway from the softball tournament?
It was really competitive over 2 weeks, and I think it was put together well. I think, frankly, my big takeaway is if you want to win a state softball championship, you need to win the winner's bracket. You need to be the team that goes into the championship needing to win one game. This is probably maybe a little too much inside baseball for the people at home, but we talked about it on the broadcast during the week. Winning a state softball championship in West Virginia, now that we have gone to 8 teams, double elimination, winning a state softball championship from the loser's bracket might be the most difficult thing to do in West Virginia high school sports. And that's not me begrudging the system. That's the system, and it's set up to reward the teams that win, which is what you should be doing. Yeah. But the way that it sequences out is if you're the team that makes the championship round out of the loser's bracket, you have to win 3 games in one day. The team that makes it out of the winner's bracket only has to win 1 game. So that's a big takeaway for me. I think the really big takeaway is we've just got great softball talent in West Virginia. I've had this conversation with people because we have had great talent in recent years, and it's continuing to grow. I think there's been a lot of talk about, well, WVU needs a softball team. There's so much great talent in West Virginia. I don't know that we're there yet. There's a lot of great talent in West Virginia. There is power conference talent in West Virginia. Volume-wise, I don't know. It's certainly enough that Marshall had 5 starters from the state of West Virginia and made the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. And I think it's only going to continue growing, which is, I think, huge for the state. We had, in Class A, a Wheeling Central team that came down there as number 4 seed, swept the tournament. Petersburg came down there, having been the runner-up last year in Class AA, went straight through 4-0. AAA Winfield wins its 4th in a row. Matty Carroll was incredible in that tournament, pitching for Winfield. And then in Quad A, to me, the story of the entire 2 weeks, Morgantown High School. Would you believe it that Morgantown High School not only had never won a softball state championship, had never been to the state softball tournament? And we're talking about one of the biggest schools in the state of West Virginia. They go 4-0, and maybe the most impressive thing I have seen in West Virginia high school sports all year, Maddie Wisman, who is going to be playing for Robert Morris next season, threw all 27 innings for Morgantown in that tournament and did not allow a run.
That's incredible.
They went 4-0 in the tournament with 1 pitcher and did not give up a run the entire week.
All right, on the West Virginia game now, we're in the bottom of the 7th, and West Virginia continues to lead Cal Poly by a final score or I mean not final score, but a score of 8-2 is where we are right now. All right, you got the baseball tournaments. We said tomorrow. What are you looking? What's in your view as some of the big stories heading into the tournament tomorrow?
Well, the first game, you've got my alma mater in the state tournament for the first time, Trinity Christian, making it down there 13-12. They're the number 8 seed, and they are taking on Huntington St. Joseph's, who's the number 1 seed at 31-3 on the season. They have had a heck of a year. Number 2 seeds East Hardy, who is returning after winning a state championship a year ago. They went in with a losing record to the state tournament last year and won the title. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Single A bracket's going to be really competitive. St. Joe's 31-3. They're deserving of being the number 1 seed. But there's, frankly, anybody in that field, if they get hot, could win it. Class AA, Wheeling Central Catholic's looking to go back-to-back. They've got an outstanding pitching staff led by Stephen Brodegard, who threw a phenomenal state championship game last year for them to beat Philip Barber. Frankfurt is right in the mix with them and have beaten some very, very good teams. Your Logan Wildcats are the number 4 seed, and they will certainly be added as well, along with Independence, Doddridge County, Buffalo, Lincoln, and James Monroe. Class AAA, Bridgeport is looking to get back to the mountaintop for the first time since they had their streak of 5 state championships in a row broken. They're the number 1 seed. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. Robert Shields, their longtime head coach, became the second coach ever in West Virginia to win 1,000 games this year, joining John Lowry from Jefferson. So they're the number 1 seed. St. Albans, Shady Spring, Ripley, Spring Valley, Robert C. Byrd, John Marshall, East Fairmont is the rest of the field there. Bridgeport is going to be the proverbial favorite, but still some really good teams behind them, including the defending state champions from Ripley, who are the number 4 seed, and their best player coming back from a year ago, Bryson Casto, who's committed to WVU, missed part of the season, and they struggled over that stretch. And they're still 23-10 and the number 4 seed. And then Quad A is going to be fascinating. Morgantown is the number 2 seed. George Washington's the number 1 seed. They're both 29-5. After that, Hurricane, Washington, Jefferson, Martinsburg, Cabell Midland, and Huntington. So I think that could be as competitive a bracket as we see the entire week in the biggest classification. George Washington has a ton of talent, but so does Morgantown, so does Hurricane, so does Washington, so on and so forth. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you can't do anything about it because mixing up the seedings based on the regions would be unfair to the other teams. Right. But it is hilarious to me. This tournament's in Huntington. The 4-5 matchup in the first round of the Quad A state baseball tournament is Washington against Jefferson.
All right. It's interesting the way these whole things play out. And
it
again,
is.
We'll have coverage of all the games, WVMetroNews.com, all 4 championship games on Metro News Television next Saturday, so make sure that you download the app so you have that. Let's move on to Major League Baseball and this Central Division that the Reds are in, my team, and that the Pirates are in, and so on and so forth. Just seems to be fascinating because here we are now in June, and I think, and I might be wrong about this, I didn't do my due diligence, I think every team's still above 500. Am I right about that?
I'm pulling it up in front of me right now as Matt Murphy behind the glass is pointing to his Milwaukee Brewers cap as they are in first place in the division.
Yeah.
But yes, the Reds are still 31-30 in last place. So everybody's over 500 in the division with about 100 games left to play. Milwaukee is 37-23. They have gotten hot of late, and that's what I expected from them. I expected that to be still the favorite in this division. Pirates have performed well. They're up to second in the division now. Then it's St. Louis, Chicago, Cincinnati. But everybody's within 6.5 games of first place with 100 to play. So it's anybody's division at this point.
And the Reds, I think, opened up a series in St. Louis.
They're in St. Louis, yes. And
my Reds against Kyle Wiggs.
Against
Cardinals.
Kyle and Luke Wiggs and half the Morgantown office is St. Louis Cardinals.
Speedy Bevins also, I'll throw him in there as well.
Yeah, and the Reds could completely swing the divisional standings just with that series because the Cardinals are 3rd, the Reds are 5th, and they're a game and a half apart.
Well, I know that we have a lot of Yankees fans, and I heard that listening to you this morning, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is going to be out for the foreseeable
at least 4 to 6 weeks. Stress fracture in his ribs, which that can't feel good.
No.
But they are thankful that that's all that it is. The reporting that has come out on that situation is that there was fear that he was dealing with thoracic outlet syndrome, which I'm not an orthopedist. I'm not going to try to explain thoracic outlet syndrome.
Good.
No, I'm not going to try to explain thoracic outlet syndrome here on the air, but it is a shoulder issue and it's various parts of the upper body with thoracic outlet syndrome that he would have been out for the year guaranteed.
They are standing in Morgantown right now because the Mountaineers have the bases loaded.
Big spot.
And it is 8-2 West Virginia in the bottom of the seventh. West Virginia on top over Cal Poly, and the bases are loaded as we speak right now. NBA Finals.
Yes.
Knicks and Spurs, Game 2 tonight.
Game 2 is tonight. Deuce McBride, West Virginia standout, scored 6 points in Game 1. They are still in San Antonio for Game 2. And I'll tell you what, with the crowd that they're going to have at Madison Square Garden, Spurs need to win tonight, or it's going to get it's going to get late early on the Spurs if they don't win this game tonight.
Hopefully nobody will run out and try to take a selfie in the middle of the game.
That would be helpful. Hello, Ben Lumsden.
All right, Ben Lumsden just knocks in a run. So now West Virginia just scores 1, and now they've got 2. So the Mountaineers now lead 10-2 over Cal Poly in the bottom of the 7th. All right, real quick, NHL Stanley Cup.
Yes, that series is 1-1 with the Carolina Hurricanes winning in overtime last night. Scored 3 times in the third period to tie it up with the Vegas Golden Knights. Seth Jarvis scores the overtime winner, and they will head to Vegas with that series game tied at 1 apiece.
And as somebody who's just a marginal hockey fan, I do follow the Penguins.
Yeah.
The fact that you have Carolina and Vegas playing in the NHL in the Stanley Cup Finals just doesn't sit well with me. A marginal hockey fan.
You've got the Stanley Cup Finals being played by 2 teams south of the Mason-Dixon line. It's odd. That's
not right. All right, Daniel, I appreciate it, man.
Always happy to be here.
All right, West Virginia leads 10-2, bottom of the 7th. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Calva Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Calva Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that they didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniel's.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Welcome back to the show. West Virginia's on the rise. New businesses, new opportunities, and a strong, resilient workforce leading the way. Check out the full story, WVNRich.com. A video presentation sponsored by Huntington Bank, proud to be invested in the future of West Virginia. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and texts with occasional Mountaineer updates as well. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. 1-800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK 304. Anything you want to talk about is fine. Just remember the assignment on Friday. Give me something, one little something to make me smile, or something that makes you smile, something that's some good news. I just want a couple of little nuggets, man, of good news somewhere during Open Line West Virginia, if you will. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We are back after this.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, got you your latest. Made it to a Friday. Looking at your latest forecast, meteorologist Joe Hansley here. Yesterday in Charleston, low at 50, below average for that, and a high of 84. Near seasonable, slightly warmer than average yesterday. Average was 80. Keep an eyes on Saturday, later in the afternoon, evening, Saturday night, central and northern areas of the state. I'll be watching for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms. Now we're dry today, increasing warmth, and then a cold front comes into our warm air mass, and I'll be watching for isolated to scattered severe weather potential with this marginal to slight risk. Large hail, damaging winds, slight risk area, brief tornado potential can't be ruled out, along with some heavy and locally excessive rain too with increasing moisture. So some local flash flood concerns may pop up as well. Late Saturday night. Be weather aware middle of the weekend. Today we're dry. May have had some patchy fog in the morning, but we're generally dry, sunny to mostly sunny, and warmer than average. Flies here to be forecast. It starts at home on Washington, D.C. 93 today, 95 tomorrow. Both of those near daily record highs. Chance of thunderstorms there as well on Sunday. Tampa, low 90s there today. Mid-90s returning for the weekend. From Panhandle to Panhandle, mid to upper 80s. Dry, warm today. Mid-60s to low 60s and fair tonight. Upper 70s to near 80, high elevation spots today. Have some low 90s out to the east, so be mindful of some minor to moderate heat risks today. Lows in the upper 50s to low 60s tonight. More 80s to go around from east to west here. Again, some low 90s potentially to the east today, and lows in the 50s and 60s tonight. And down to the south, mid 80s for a number of spots to some upper 80s. Huntington near 88. And a low near 65. 7-day forecast, I'll be watching for chances of showers and storms second half of the weekend. Some warm to hot conditions next week. Highs mid-80s to near 90.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
For Diego, see what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Into the home stretch now. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair. Stephanie Pauley and Matt Guitar Murphy are our producer. Now, I want to correct something I said earlier. I said something about Amanda Barrett being on vacation next week. I erred in that. Amanda is actually not on vacation next week. She'll be on vacation a few days next week. AB will be with us Monday and Tuesday. She has been in the Eastern Panhandle the last couple of days, and she was up there yesterday for the Andrew Wolf blood drive, of course, named after Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, whose family just goes above and beyond trying to preach the importance of people donating blood because they know what it meant to their son. And so they had a big blood drive up there yesterday, and Amanda spent a little time with them. And, of course, you can see her reporting on your local Nexstar station, but and on the WOWK TV Plus app as well. So, but she'll be back with us in the studio Monday and Tuesday of next week. 25 minutes away from 3 o'clock. Top of the 8th, West Virginia leading Cal Poly in the Super Regional 11-2 is where we are right now. Again, 11-2, West Virginia leading Cal Poly in the top of the 8th, and the Mustangs now have a runner on second base. 1-800-765-TALK, that is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Something I learned a little bit earlier is because I was thinking Cal Poly sounds very, very fancy, but they do have a great baseball program. Murph is you're a baseball historian. Ozzie Smith, that's where Ozzie Smith played baseball, was Cal Poly. The Wizard of Oz, great player for so many years. Ozzie Smith actually played baseball at Cal Poly. So there you can go win a bar bet with somebody tonight. We've also told you about the West Virginia Scholar Program and what a huge success it has been. High school juniors all across the state, they've done their part. They've done their applications. And they've narrowed it down now to 15 finalists. And now this is where you come in. Go to the website, WVMetroNews.com, and simply vote for your favorite finalist. You will help determine who gets this full ride scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. That does include the room, board, tuition, and fees. Go to the website, click the Vote Now button to cast your vote, and you have until midnight on the 14th of this month to really help change the lives of a West Virginia student and their families forever. The program is supported by Greer Industries, the West Virginia Hospital Association, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Friends of Coal, and Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Again, go to that website and vote. You got till the 14th of June to do that. Open line West Virginia, whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to talk about, 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number you can text. 304-TALK-304. Your only assignment is I want to have something positive. I mean, it doesn't know, you can be negative if you want, but I mean, I want at least one thing positive. One thing you can give me that's positive. Text says, let's go Mountaineers. There's a good way to start. West Virginia leading again over Cal Poly, 11-2, top of the 8th inning. Text says, John Amos is scheduled to run through 2040. The John Amos power plant is what they're referring to. That is just 14 years from now. 14 years ago was 2012. Even if we get back to pre-Obama coal production and use by then, that will still just be a drop in the bucket of overall energy needs. We need to start thinking about life in a 2050 to 2100, I guess was what I was almost going to say, and beyond. Coal is not going to sustain our nation, and West Virginia will continue to be left behind. You're arguing to bring back the horse and buggy when the rest of the nation are in self-driving cars. Appreciate the text, a lot to impact here. And look, there is no bigger proponent of coal industry than what I am. And I've been accused of being a shill for the coal industry. Okay, so be it. I come from a coal area. I know that everything that I ever achieved in life somehow was related to coal because my parents were both involved in the coal industry. My wife's father, retired coal miner. When you're from southern West Virginia like I am, it was never a question growing up in the 1970s, 80s, what does your dad do for a living? It was which company does he work for and what does he do? My father was not a coal miner. My father was a purchasing agent for a coal company. He's the one that got to buy the equipment when stuff went down and take care of it and that sort of stuff. So I'm a big proponent of the coal industry. Here is what I think, what I would have loved to have seen happen. And I've said this in many circles in southern West Virginia and in other coal-producing areas, and it's almost like blasphemy when I say this. Trust me, I am not speaking ill of the coal industry. I am just saying that what I would have liked to have seen in the 1950s, 1960s, in many of these coal-rich areas, of which I am from one, there are many others across different parts of West Virginia, I would have liked to have seen back then somebody to say, this is not going to last forever, and we need to not put all our eggs in one basket, and we need to diversify. Unfortunately, the leaders at the time did not think that way. Many or most did not think that way. They thought this was going to be here forever, and then when it wasn't, for one reason or another, be it the market, be it environmental regulations, being mechanization, whatever it is, then we're left with what we have now. But you can't go back in time. Hindsight's 20/20. Whatever cliche you want to. I would have liked to have seen that back then, and I think that many of these coal-producing areas, including southern West Virginia, where I'm from, would have been a lot better off had that happened. But you got to play the cards that you're dealt now, and so that's kind of where I am on that. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. Text 304-TALK. 304 text says no data centers ever. Well. That ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a pessimist, man, but the data centers are here. They're coming. They've been here for a number of years, and until you stop using data, the data centers are coming. Text says, watching Governor Morrissey standing there staring at Trump during that press event yesterday, it was like a kid in a candy store. Okay, I saw a couple of pictures, too. That was interesting analysis, but okay. Text says, all these people wanting the government to prop up the dying coal industry, but yet scream to high heavens about socialism. That is comical to me. What is it, folks? Do you want the government to interfere in business or not? Energy, and I leave energy to experts like TJ Meadows. Energy, though, is part of national defense. It really is. But I too would like less government involvement in all facets. I'm a big believer that the less the government gets involved, the better. And we said for years in fighting the coal battles, of which, full disclosure, I was right out there with them in some PR work that I did. We don't like the government picking winners and losers. And I still stand by that. But that statement, what I just said, folks, can kind of go both ways. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says that we would even consider giving money to January 6 terrorists. Tells you everything you need to know about this president. This is this defense fund that Mark Curtis and I talked about last hour. January 6 changed me. Okay, it changed me. It changed a lot about me, your host, in watching unfold what I did. And I've told the story before of watching January 6th. I actually watched it on C-SPAN, so I wasn't getting propaganda from Fox News. I wasn't getting propaganda from CNN. I watched it without narration unfold before my eyes on a computer screen on C-SPAN, and it changed me. It changed me, and it ended up being one of the reasons why I left the Republican Party. And I've said before, even though I am mostly Republican in my views, I will eventually go back to the Republican Party, but it will be after the MAGA movement. And if the MAGA movement doesn't exit the party, then I'll remain independent. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, good Lord, a new coal-fired plant? What year are we living in? All right. It's 2:43. West Virginia over Cal Poly, 11-2 now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gavin Kelly is at the bat for the Mountaineers. We'll take a break and come back after this.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Welcome back to the show. 13 away from 3 o'clock. Still the bottom of the 8th. West Virginia leading Cal Poly 11-2. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. The Mountaineers are up over Cal Poly 11-2 in the Super Regional in Morgantown/Granville. Text is very telling that President Lincoln treated Confederate secessionists better than how Democrats have treated January 6 rioters, especially those Democrats in Congress and they're Marxist media mouthpieces, says the texter. Let's go to Jerry in Poca. You're on the show. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
I've listened to you a lot, and I agree with most of what you say.
Okay.
And everything, but I take exception to the January 6th stuff because I feel like, and I think many do, that was orchestrated by some infiltrators that were put there to do just what happened, not by the MAGA people. And the second thing I wanted to say was I agree with you on as little intervention by government in business as possible, but the oil companies have already come out and laid the foundation to raise prices based on what they think might happen.
Yep, you're right.
Instead of what actually happens. And that's, the American public deserves better than exorbitant profits for the oil companies just because of a little pinhead country in the Middle East.
All right.
That's all I got.
Jerry, I appreciate your call, man. Have a great weekend. Jerry in Poca, the land of the dots. It's 11 minutes away from 3 o'clock. Text says, remember the electric buses? Senator Capito said they were beautiful. Trump nixed them. Well, if you're talking about the buses that all the hoopla was made about the facility in South Charleston, I think that was more of a company thing than it was anything else, because that was just, from all intents and purposes, not a very good business model, but I do appreciate the text. Text says, Dave, an old friend here, congratulations on your Hall of Fame announcement and beating cancer, but don't worry, the NFL season will be here before you know it, and the Cowboys will bring you back down to earth. Just kidding, Dave. Have a good weekend. Well, that's true. That's true. Text, anyone else see Trump falling asleep yesterday? I saw some memes floating around on social media, and I saw some pictures and so on and so forth. And I'm to the point that unless what we got going on here? I thought we had a homer for the Mountaineers there. But I'm to the point, if I don't see something live happening, which I did not see that live, then I don't know whether I'd have to actually do a little research on that. I did see some things shared on social media that it did appear to show the president with his eyes closed. Okay. But I did see that. Text says, appreciate all you guys did at the radio station to collect money and snacks for kids. Also heard about another group that was doing something similar. Great events for sure. But let's face the fact that we have to even do things like that sucks, to be honest. Well, I agree, and appreciate the kind words. We had a great day here at the Radio Ranch in Charleston. We raised well over $3,000 with Union Mission to help feed some kids this summer, and the donations are still coming in. WeFeedPeople.com is where you can go. And it takes a few days to calculate that. I do know we had well over $3,000 and 3 full truckloads of snacks. But as far as the point of the texter, that it kind of sucks that we have to do that to begin with. As much as we enjoy doing it, as much as we love giving back to the community, yeah. And we'll do it as long as there is a need, but I'll be happy when there is no need, if that makes any sense. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Liberals can't stand good news, especially if it makes Trump look good. We welcome the announcement about coal yesterday. Thank you, Mr. President, says the texter. Text says, transparency from the people building data centers, ? That's like asking the fox for transparency about the hen house, says a texter. Text, want some good news, Dave? We got up. The sun is shining. The Mountaineers are winning. Also, it's National Donut Day, Dave. Inquiring minds want to know what's your favorite donut. Have a great weekend, Dave. Well, I appreciate that. And I believe that's the subject of the question of the day on Hotline today, because I always repost those on X. If I had to give a favorite, because we are tackling the important things, my favorite, believe it or not, as big a foodie as I am, and I've said this on the show before, I'm not a big sweets eater. I prefer meat and cheese any day of the week. But if you're going to ask me for my favorite donut, I'm going to say blueberry cake. And I'm going to go ahead and say from the Donut Connection in Kanawha City. That would be the blueberry cake from the Donut Connection in Kanawha City. And by the way, happy National Donut Day. How about those Winfield Generals, says the texter. 4 state championships in a row. Great story. Great story, indeed. Text says, God bless President Trump and God bless Cole. Blanket. Liberal Democrats. I'm glad I saw that ahead of time so I could say blanket. Final text. Let's go, Randy Ridge, and everyone have a great weekend. Great way to leave it. West Virginia leading Cal Poly now. Bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded. West Virginia leads by a final score. I mean, not by a final score. That's twice I've said that. Wishful thinking. They lead the game 11-2. Bottom of the 8th with the bases loaded. All right, we will take a break, and we will wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
I never like to leave any text unread, so I had two came in during the break, and I will read them, then we'll close it out. Text says, after 4 years of bumbles, people had the unmitigated gall to question Trump's health. Talked to Caitlin Collins. Even she said Trump never sleeps. Don't know how much more of these people I can take. Final text of the week says, why is it that a middle-of-the-road issue like environmental health with basic concerns of clean water and air gets overrun by a bunch of deranged liberal Democrats? Protect Mason County Facebook group. I am talking to you. Mr. Weekly is in the house.
Man, there's a lot of angry people on a Friday, right?
I ask every week.
It's a feel-good Friday,
and I did
man.
I did have a couple of good texts about that. I always say, just give me something to smile about, and a few did. So
there you go.
Mountaineers during the break there walked in on a run.
There you go. That's
So-
always good. Scoring more points.
And so they're taking what was the pitcher's name? Arlo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He sounded like he belonged on the hills.
I just
or
love
something.
the name Arlo.
Yeah.
I just think somebody needs to name their kid Arlo these days.
That's cool.
West Virginia is in the lead and in a commanding lead right now. They've gone to commercial break here in the coverage we're watching. West Virginia leading Cal Poly now 12-2 in the bottom of the 8th, and the bases are yet again loaded, Mr. Weekly.
Pat McAfee can't leave early, can he?
No,
he can't leave early when you're on the screen the whole time. It's like, hey man, you can't head out for the parking lot with 3 outs to go. You poser.
Yeah, the camera loves he and Coach Rod because they've shown him a bunch of times. So, all right, Weekly's coming up with the crew and Hotline. What you got on the show today?
Did you know it's National Donut Day?
I just read a text about that.
I know.
My favorite. What's your favorite donut? You want to
chocolate
reveal
coconut.
Okay.
Chocolate
I forgot
coconut.
I do like a good coconut donut. Of course, I need a coconut paper towel. I love coconut. All right, those guys are coming up with Hotline on many of these same Metro News stations. Of course, they'll keep you updated on the West Virginia game. Bottom of the 8th again, bases loaded. Mountaineers leading Cal Poly 12-2. Stephanie Pauley, Matt Guitar Murphy, thank you so much. Hey, listen, y'all have a good weekend, and I'll be back again Monday to do it all again. Until then, have fun. I love somebody.